Lathan Moses. Stanley, known to the world as Lil Mosey, is a name that rose to fame in 2018, taking the hip-hop scene by storm. At an age when most teens are busy attending high school, Lil Mosey was already making a massive impact on the music world. He was not your average teenager. He had dreams of making it big, but little did he know that with fame in the rap industry came its own challenges, including serious allegations. Lil Mosey was born on January 25, 2002, in Mount Lake Terrace, Washington. At just 2 years old, he moved to Seattle, where he grew up on the north side of the city. His family background is diverse, with a white mother and a black father. Despite this, Lil Mosey was mostly raised by his mother, and it was in her home where his love for music began. From a young age, he would listen to various kinds of music, which set the stage for his future in the industry. Lil Mosey credits his older brother with introducing him to hip-hop. His brother added Meek Mill's album Dreams and Nightmares to his iPod, and that sparked something inside him. He was inspired to create music of his own.
I listened to, the first rapper I started listening to was probably Meek Mill, because I had this iPod, I had no music on there. My older brother, he put Dreams and Nightmares on that shit, and that was all I was listening to, so that's what got me into rapping and shit.
Soon after, Lil Mosey began writing his own rhymes and melodies, experimenting with his sound at a young age. His passion for music grew stronger every day, and he was determined to make it big in the hip-hop world. By the time he entered middle school, Lil Mosey was already recording his own songs. He didn't wait until he was older. He jumped right in. In 8th grade, he officially began his music career. He took to online platforms like SoundCloud to share his work with the world, starting with his first single, Off-White, in 2016. This was just the beginning of something much bigger. Lil Mosey's first track, Off-White, was released on SoundCloud in 2016 and was a big hit. It quickly gained attention, and within no time, it had 50,000 streams. The song continued to grow in popularity, and as of today, it has gathered around 2.4 million streams on SoundCloud. This was a huge breakthrough for a young artist just starting in the music industry. But it wasn't until his second single, Pull Up, that Lil Mosey truly skyrocketed to fame. The song took off, gaining viral attention and amassing millions of views. Pull Up gained over 25 million views on YouTube in just 16 months. It was this success that earned him a record deal with Interscope Records. The once unknown teenager from Seattle was now a rising star in the hip-hop industry, gaining recognition from fans and other artists alike. In 2018, Lil Mosey released his debut mixtape, North's Best, which included the tracks Noticed and Boof Pack. The single Noticed was a huge success, peaking at number 80 on the Billboard Hot 100. It has since become one of his signature songs, with its music video amassing nearly 290 million views on YouTube. At this point, Lil Mosey was living the dream he had once imagined. He was no longer a regular high school student. Instead, he was a rising star in the hip-hop world. However, despite his success, Lil Mosey made the difficult decision to drop out of school in the 10th grade. In an interview, he revealed that his mother had urged him to stay in school and live a more traditional life, doing what most kids his age were doing. But when you have a song climbing the Billboard charts...
In school, I went to school, cause my mom made me go to school and shit, but once I started growing up a little more on SoundCloud and shit, why am I even going to school? So I said, fuck that shit. So I went less, and then...
Who wants to sit in a classroom? But who's to know that the boy who was breaking records at such a young age would face a major setback? After so much success, Lil Mosey faced his first major setback due to his disappointing performance on the XXL Freshman Cypher. This was a turning point for him, as it made him realize that he wasn't perfect and still had a lot to learn. The internet quickly turned on him, with trolls mocking his freestyle skills. Comments flooded in saying things like, after 3 years in the industry, his freestyle sucks, and freestyling just isn't for him. The criticism stung, but Lil Mosey didn't let it bring him down. Instead, he took to Twitter, admitting his flaws, saying, "Not gon' lie, my freestyle was trash. I don't freestyle, as y'all can see. I like to write songs and sing melodies, but I tried and had fun. Y'all memes are hella funny though." Lil Mosey didn't let this get the best of him. Instead of letting the negativity define him, He pushed forward and responded with his album Certified Hitmaker, which dropped on November 8, 2019. The album reached number 12 on the Billboard 200, and while that was a solid accomplishment, no one knew that it was just a preview of the massive success he was about to experience. The world was about to meet Blueberry Faygo. Released in February 2020, this track quickly became a hit, surpassing all expectations. Even though some fans had started to forget about him, Blueberry Faygo began to make waves, eventually earning over 1.34 billion streams on Spotify. It was clear that calling himself a hitmaker wasn't just a catchy album title, it was a reality, and his vision, which he named his label Mogul Vision, was coming to life. Lil Mosey was on top of the world with big plans for 2021. However, 2021 had something unexpected in store. Lil Mosey was charged with second-degree rape, a situation that shocked everyone. The charges were based on allegations made by a woman who reported the incident to the authorities after attending a party. The prosecutor's office filed the charges nearly 16 months after the event, and suddenly, his world turned upside down. The woman claimed that Lil Mosey and 2 associates attended a party at a cabin in Randall, Washington. She had gone to the party to see Mosey and consumed alcohol, including White Claw and champagne, before blacking out. The woman claimed that she had consensual sex with Mosey at first, but later found herself unable to consent due to her intoxication. This serious accusation quickly changed how people saw Mosey. Just before the news broke, he had released Try Me, a track that had been getting 15 million views. But after the news of the charges came out, his popularity took a huge hit. His views dropped, and soon, his videos were struggling to get even 2 million views, with some dropping below 1 million. The buzz around him seemed to fade, and it was unclear whether his career could recover. However, the legal system works on the principle that people are innocent until proven guilty. At the time, Lil Mosey was only 19 years old, staring down the possibility of a life-altering sentence. For almost 2 years, Mosey's career and reputation were on hold. He was largely forgotten by fans, ignored by the media, and what once seemed like an incredibly bright future in music had come to a screeching halt. But in March 2023, the truth finally came to light. Lil Mosey was found not guilty on all charges, bringing a sense of relief. He took to Instagram to share his joy, writing, "Spent 2 years of my life going through the storm, and I'm happy to say that God finally brought the truth to light. Thank you." After 2 long years of uncertainty, it felt like his life was finally back on track. Following his acquittal, Lil Mosey released the single Flu Game on March 17, 2023. The song paid tribute to basketball legend Michael Jordan, reflecting Mosey's journey back to his passion. It marked his return to music after a tough period and was an attempt to reconnect with his fans. His audience was quick to show support. Many fans expressed their relief and admiration, with one user commenting, "Kinda sad how a false accusation can hurt someone's career so bad. He's definitely a great artist," while another wrote, "The biggest comeback ever." It was clear that while his fans were happy to see him back, the time he had lost could never be reclaimed.
Well, I mean, it's been tough. It's definitely been tough mentally. I kind of just had to rebuild my whole life. It sucks, to have something like that be attached to my name, knowing I didn't do it, and the whole world can see that the jury found me not guilty. It's just tough, and I'm grateful for the fans that have been here and all the support they've.
2 years of his life had been taken away by the legal battle, and the road back to the top was no easy feat. The young man who had entered the music scene full of promise and ambition was now a man who had experienced the harsh realities of fame, making it clear that the path to success wasn't always straight.